Hello, 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 people. How are we all doing? Welcome one, welcome all to a new series I'm doing on the channel. I'm a fan of FM. People know that if you've been if you've followed me on Twitch when I was streaming on there, if you just know who I am, I'm a big fan of FM. And I decided, you know what, for a laugh, why not do an FM save where I'm gonna prove that, despite what the likes of Hassan might say, I do know a little bit of ball. And I am taking Leeds United back to glory. They got relegated to the Championship. We're using a new save file where they are in the Championship. We are getting them back up to the Premier League. We're getting them into the Champions League, winning the Premier League with them. That is the aim. But we're going to do it Moneyball style. Now, if you know me, I'm not... My football club, Liverpool, we do a lot of Moneyball stuff and we're not very good at it at this point in time. We're very sort of pragmatic with it. I'm going to be a little bit more forward thinking, but I'm going to apply the same key concepts of Moneyball. Only sign players below the ages of 25 or 26, sorry. So 25 and under. You want to really avoid players who are like 18 as well, 16, 17, 18. There's just too much time and too much development that needs to be done to those type of players. So we're looking for players between the age of 19 and 25, really. That's who we're looking to sign. We are aiming to make a profit every single window. Every single window we're looking to make a profit. And as an added bonus, if we're able to reduce the wage bill overall, that's a bonus as well. That is a really good start for us. That's like an extra little thing to have on top of it. We're going to be looking for value on the market. So we're not going to be paying above value for players. We're going to be looking for the value on the market. Who are teams not really seeing? So you will not see me at any point in the save pay above market value for a player. We're looking for the bargains. We're looking for the transfer listed ones. We're looking for the free agents. We're looking for the young players who maybe aren't getting a look in the first team, so we can swoop in and give them that opportunity for a cut price fee. All that sort of stuff is what we're trying to do in Moneyball. There's a couple of other ones. You don't really want to buy strikers in Moneyball because they're incredibly overpriced. They are. Strikers are the lifeblood of football. Everyone wants a good striker, and therefore they're the most expensive. So we're going to try and avoid buying strikers if and where possible. But if push comes to shove, we will go out and buy one. And if there's a really good deal on one, we'll go out and make that purchase. And the final one that I really want to say, just a quick sort of rule of thumb, is you want to focus on your defence first. Your defence, if you've got a solid defence, you're going to win more games. Defence and clean sheets are worth more points over a season than what goals get you. So the focus for me is on making sure I'm buying the right defenders and I've got a rock solid defence. That's the basic concept of it. And there's not really much more to say. You'll follow along as we get going. This is the first episode. This is the first month, and it is the first transfer window. It is the first transfer window. You're going to see all the business I've done this window. And at the end of it, we will figure out whether or not I've passed my rules and regulations and made a profit this window. So, if you're new here and you're not already, make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, turning on that notification bell so you don't miss any more content. And let's just get straight into this. So, the first thing that we have to do here is go through the squad and see who we're letting go of. And the big name that will be departing Ellen Road this summer is Patrick Bamford. The Englishman, he's injury prone, he's past his prime, it's time to get rid. And if we can get some good money for him, we will be taking that and running. £20 million to get 75k off the wage bill. That is the big sale that we are looking to do this summer. But he's not the only sale that we're looking to do. There are a number of other players who we're looking to get rid of this window. One of those players is Helder Costa. Looking for just £1 million for him, but we can get £45,000 in wages with him. Luke Ayling next, a long-time servant for Leeds United. We're looking to try and get £3.5 million for him. He would save us around about £35,000 in wages. Liam Cooper, the captain of the side. He's next on the chopping block. We're looking for around £4 million for him. And he would save us another 35k on the wage bill. And then finally, Stuart Dallas, the Northern Irishman. 32 years of age. We're looking for about £10 million for him. But it's not just transfers that we need to nail. We need to nail our tactics as well. And I have two tactical setups for this season. This one that you currently see on your screen is my more defensive one. a 3-6-1 almost, something that Massimiliano Allegri has used really with Juventus this season. This is a system that's going to pack the midfield, rely on the wing backs for width, and have a diamond midfield to really ensure that we win any midfield battles that we're in for. This is the system that you'll see employed against the likes of Leicester, or if we was to draw a Premier League side in any cup competitions. This is a system that I'll be using in those games 100% because it is just so defensively solid. But it's not going to be the main system that we're going to be using here at Leeds United. The main system that we're looking to use is this. This is the main tactic we will be using in this save. It's a 3-4-3, a 5-2-3, whatever you want to call it. It's very, very heavily inspired by Ruben Amorim. If you know me, you know I'm a big fan of Ruben Amorim's football. This is heavily inspired by him. This is focusing on possession, counter-attack football. So when we have the ball building up from the back, we're very good in possession, but we're able to hit teams on the counter-attack. We like to form a back four when we have sustained towards the pressure. That is what the wide centre-back on the left is there to do. Become a left-back when we have possession. This is the main tactic, though, and it's going to be a brilliant, brilliant tactic. With the players that we've got, with the players that I'm looking to bring in, it's going to cook. I'll tell you that much. The focus now, though, is on the transfers. And I'll be back before the first game to show you just all the business that we have done so far. So, this is the first live update of the save. We're just about to play the opening game against West Brom. And it's time, really, to see what the squad's looking like before we get into this game. It's time to see what I have done business-wise. So, as you can see, we've got an offer in there for someone at the minute. But if we go to our transfer history, and you ignore Ethan Ampadu and Joe Rogan because they weren't my signings, we have spent, I think that is 15.5 million on 5 players. That's not bad, especially when you consider that we have made 20, 30, 40, 44, 47.5, 49.5, 50.5 million off of sales. Now, there is one sale that I do have to talk about. Darko Giarbi, a 19-year-old. The thing with Moneyball is, you get an offer above the value, you accept it. He was valued at £5 million. Brighton wanted to pay 10 million. He's not even worth 10 million at the moment. It's a good move. But let's get to discussing who we brought in first. Taylor Harwood-Bellis, a young centre-back from Manchester City. Our biggest weakness was our defence. We were lacking some real good centre-back depth. We had Joe Rodon on loan. He's going to be going after a year. We had Charlie Cresswell, who I don't believe is fully ready yet. And we had Pascal Struijk, who could still leave before the end of the window. The focus was bringing in some good centre-back options. And my most expensive deal was for Harwood-Bellis. We paid 5 million. He's worth 8 million. It's going to be automatic profit. Good Moneyball deal. He's a strong defender as well. 6'2", great, natural defensive attributes. 14 heading, 15 marking, 15 positioning. Strong mentally. Love the 15 determination. Really good physically. The passing is a little bit to be desired, but he's only 21 years of age. He's got bags of potential. If we go into my reports, there's people who believe he could be the real deal. The next one we made was we went to Brighton for Steven Alzate. He was transfer listed by the club. We paid 4.2 million. He's worth 4.6 million, but I expect that to grow with time. He, to me, is just a mentality monster. The only mental attribute that isn't above 10 is aggression. Physically, he's there. You just need a little bit more strength and a little bit more jumping reach. I don't really need that. But technique, passing, dribbling, first touch. He's the perfect sort of dainty little player to go into my midfield. I've got my hard workers in there. I need a little bit of quality on the ball. That is what Steven Alzate will provide for me. Next up, my personal favourite deal, because I think this could be an absolute brilliant piece of business. Lilian Brazier from, I think it was Brest in France. £3.7 million. He was wanted by Chelsea. He was wanted by West Ham. We got the deal done for a player who I believe fits what I need. He fits exactly what I need. He's going to go at left centre-back in my system. Across the board, he's brilliant. There's a little bit to be desired in terms of determination, which is a bit of a potential gripe. But the hope is that I'm able to have a good year out of him in the Championship, and he's someone that will probably get moved on next year for some big profit. But that is the definition of Moneyballs. Identifying a player like that worth 3 million who could shoot upwards to 20-25. And this is why I've chosen Leeds, a team that struggled so much in their time in the Premier League. They were spending massive fees on players. We're changing up that culture here, and I'm liking the business we've done so far. Next up, we needed a right back. We had we had Cody Drama, sorry. I was saying Darko Jarby's name. We had Cody Drama and we had Sam Bardham. Both of them, they were alright, but I wanted a little bit more of a secure option. I wanted a little bit more of a all-rounder, should we say. And that is what I believe Oscar Gil will be. 25 years of age, very good physically, decent mental attributes. I love the teamwork. I especially love the work rate. For the role I need my right back to do, they've got to be up and down. That is perfect for Oscar Gil. Attacking-wise, there's a little bit to be desired, but he's more of my defensive option. He's more of the one I'm going to put in against the top opposition. And his 14 marking, his 13 tackling, that is what I need for it. And the last piece of business we've done so far, obviously we've got another deal potentially in the pipeline, and when that's completed I will let you know. But Gianluca Ita, someone who was at Wolfsburg for a number of years, then went to Freiburg, didn't really break in, then was at Firth, played a big part of Firth in the second division and in the first division. They got relegated. They were back into Bundesliga 2. He was available for just 600k, which, yes, he's not reached that yet, but I'm gambling on him being able to reach that potential. If I'm able to nurture him and get him to reach that potential, we are going to make a lot of profit on Gianluca Ita. But enough about the transfers. It's game day. It's West Brom away. And how am I going to set up for this one? Am I going to go a little bit more attacking, or am I going to go a little bit more defensive? Well, it's first game of the season. It's first game of the season. So you best believe I'm going to try and take it to them. You best believe I'm going to try and take it to them. Straight to my 5-2-3. My Amorim-inspired system. Make sure we got all the subs on the bench. Make sure that Steven Alzate is making the bench. Who else are we missing? Maybe get Gianluca Ita on the bench. Over. Who out of these isn't? I think Sam Greenwood's probably going to have to drop out. DLP for Alzate. Volante for Shackleton. I think that's the best role for him. Maybe it could be an Ampadu type thing. I don't think Ampadu's got the perfect attributes for it though, unfortunately. Speaking of Ampadu, where is Ampadu? He's there. He's out of position, but that is okay because we're going to have Luis Sinisterra out on the left. We're going to have Wilfried Nonto out on the right, and it's Jorginho Ruta. He is not going to start today, or is he? I was debating it because I think Joe Gelhardt is someone who I really want to try and develop. I like all of Joe Gelhardt's attributes, but I think for this game, because of the whole fitness issue, we're going to start Gianluca. I'm going to keep saying Gianluca because I've signed it. Jorginho Ruta. Right back wise, I think it's going to be a game for Cody. A little bit more of an attack-minded option. If needs be, we can bring Oscar Gil off the bench. We have Dan James on the bench. Let's actually get to the defence because I'm debating how I'm going to set it up. Joe Rodon's a fantastic option even though he's on loan. I think for the first game we're going to set up like this. So Ilian Meslier in goal, Joe Rodon, Pascal Struijk, Brassier, Junior Firpo and Drama at wing back, Steven Alzate. Is it Jamie Shackleton? It's Jamie Shackleton. It's Luis Sinisterra. It's Wilfried Nonto, and it is Jorginho Ruta. Let's go, Leeds. Can we get the job done opening day of the season? That's the big ask. That is the big ask here. It's going to be a tough game. West Brom on the top side. They should be in and around us this season. We're trying to get promoted straight back up. West Brom being in and around the playoff area 100%. They are a good side. But this could be a real chance to make a statement opening day. A real chance to make a statement. And it's a chance for me to see how my signings are going to get on. Obviously, we made a boatload of profit so far. I think I've still got about 30-35 million to work with to meet my requirements of sustainability. So there's still a lot of room for growth in this squad. But I'm not expecting to do much more business until deadline day. I think deadline day is when there's going to be a lot of moves that are going to really happen. Because I think that's when teams are going to, in a panic to get rid of the players, reduce the value and open up the door to some real Moneyball signings. But we are here at the Hawthorns. And we are ready to go. John Swift tries to go in behind. Pascal Struijk picks it off. Brilliantly done by Pascal, who sends it up long for Louis Sinisterra. In behind. Pull it across. It's scrappy. It's Jorginho Rutter. And it's in. 4 minutes gone. And we strike early. Jorginho Rutter. Perfectly done. Perfectly done by Jorginho. Beautiful stuff. What a start. Junior now. Sinisterra. Alzate. Brassier. This is exactly the position I wanted to be in. We're going to form a back four at points. Pascal Struijk. Joe Rodon. Into Shackleton. Now Cody Drama. Down the line for Wilfried Gnonto. He's got options in the middle. One of them is Rutter. It's 2-0 inside 8 minutes. Jorginho Rutter has both. What a start to this game. What a start to this season, eh? 2-0 inside the opening 10 minutes. The Championship doesn't know what's hit it. That's got to top the league, as it should do. We are cooking something lovely up. Something absolutely delightful up, I can tell you that much. They've got a good side as well, West Brom. Jeremy Sarmiento on loan from Brighton. OK Yakushlu, he was very good in this season in the Premier League. Daryl DK is always a great option in Football Manager. Real strong, big target man. It's a corner now. Louis Sinisterra whipped in. Oh, thanks for the lag. It's on, it's in. It's Junior Firpo. It's 3-0 Leeds. Can you believe it? Can you believe what you're seeing? What a start to the season. 3-0 against a side that I reckon are going to be up there, you know. West Brom are a really, really good team. Beautiful stuff to start off with from Leeds United. And I think everyone's having a solid game. It's the Javi Manquillo at right back for West Brom. Liverpool icon Javi Manquillo. Let's get into this dressing room. Praise the boys. Done well, but don't allow the complacency to sweep to, you know. Yeah, I've bottled it, but I know what I meant to say. Just got to keep an eye on the fitness of these players as well. Alex Palmer sends it long. Struijk wins the header. Jorginho Rutter. Now Gnonto. Into Rodon. Down the line for Cody Drama. Cut back. Wilfried Gnonto. Across. Manquillo clears. Drama heads it back down. Cleared away again, this time by Cedric Kipre. DK knocks it on, but Joe Rodon is sweeping up. Into Brassier. He sends it down the line. Manquillo clears. But it's a penalty. Jed Wallace, for no apparent reason, has just booted Louis Sinisterra, and Jorginho Rutter gets a hat-trick on the opening day of the season. Beautiful stuff from the boys. 4-0 to Leeds. What a start to it. I did not expect us to be this good. I really didn't. I really, really didn't. Leeds, if you look for a manager in real life, Daniel Farke's not working out. Just let me cook. Let me cook. What a start, though, eh? And we're still going. Joe Rodon, just before the 60th minute. Can we make it 5-0 here? Jamie Shackleton into Rutter. Now Steven Alzate. Sinisterra. He's had the beating every single time there. Jamie Shackleton. Just over the crossbar. But I think we're going to start thinking about some changes here. As we enter the 60th minute, we can take off a number of players. Steven Alzate, he didn't really have the best of pre-season. He didn't have a full pre-season, should I say. So we're going to get Ethan Ampadu on, even if it's a little bit of an unnatural position. We're going to get Daniel James on as well. Fairpo's had a good game. I want to keep him on. We're going to take Rutter off because he's got a hat-trick. We'll keep... In fact, I'm going to get Crychencio on. I'm a big fan of Crychencio Somerville in real life. I think he's a player with a lot a lot of potential. And the final player I'm going to bring on is going to be... Jamie Shackleton can play. So I'm going to move Shackleton to right back. And I'm going to bring on 17-year-old Archie Gray. Now, Archie Gray has an awful lot of potential. And one of the key aspects of Moneyball is using your youth. Because they're going to make you a load of money. Which is why I'm happy to give Archie Gray chances in games like this where the job is done already. Get the minutes in the legs. See how he can perform, lad. No pressure. Enjoy it. Enjoy the experience. But this has been a superb start. 75th minute. We're still going. Crescencio Somerville. That's a bit of a loose pass though. Magia. Sarmiento. Joe Rodon. He didn't get there, but it was wide. So we're alright on that front. We are alright on that front. Just see the game out now, boys. No need to, keep flying forward. Shackleton, that is so poor. That is so poor from Jamie Shackleton. The ball was there, and he shaked out of it. Bartley, into pieces now. Sarmiento. Bartley. Back to Sarmiento again, and now there's space for Yokuslu in the middle. Into Diangana. Now John Swift. Has a go from range, but it flies wide of the post. A clean sheet. I just want to see a clean sheet on the first day, but I'll tell you what, we're running it very close here, aren't we? We're taking the mick a little bit in terms of trying to keep this clean sheet if we're just going to keep letting West Brom build up here. Bartley now. Goes long. Ilan Melier. Oh, he's flapped at it. But I think we've got away with it. Are we going to build an attack from it now? Somerville. Shackleton. Down the line now. Jamie Shackleton. What can he do here? Turns back. Back for Joe Rodon. He's got options in the middle. One of which is Ethan Ampadu. He's played a great ball in behind. Wilfried Gnonto. It's 5-0. What a move that was. From defence to attack. Just like that. Beautifully done. I thought it was going to be a West Brom goal. I thought Ilan Melier had absolutely flapped it at that long ball in behind. But it turns out, I don't know it. The boys are just doing their job. Can't complain. 5-0 opening day. You're not going to see many better opening days than that in this division, in this season. This could be one of the games of the season already. A stellar performance, a hat-trick for Jorginho Rutter, a goal for Gnonto, a goal for Firpo of all people. Job done. Not much more to complain about. There's not any to complain about. There's not much more to praise because it was just superb. But I will be back live, doing a live comm sort of thing on deadline day, and we'll see if there are going to be any more pieces of business done on that day. But yeah, I'll see you all then. Before we get to deadline day though, we had 4 games to play, and we're going to go through them now. 3 wins and a draw. The first one was a trip. It wasn't a trip. Plymouth came to us and we destroyed them at Elland Road. A brilliant performance from the boys. It cemented the fact that the opening game wasn't a flash in the pan. It wasn't, first day nerves getting the best of West Brom. This showed me that the team really does have the quality when it's on it to really destroy some teams in this division. The first goal came from Colombian wide man Luis Sinisterra. Cuts back inside and absolutely smashes it into the top right corner. That's a goal you'll see a lot of from Luis Sinisterra. Next up, Sam Greenwood, great delivery in, and Joe Rodon on loan from Tottenham rises highest at the back post to double our advantage. Not only a minute later though, down the left hand side, Luis Sinisterra has a go, blocked, falls to Jorginho Rutter, and he gets his 4th goal in 2 games. A stunning start to the season for him, and Sam Greenwood from the spot, down the middle, seals the performance. Seals the 3 points. Brilliant performance. Not a single player had a bad game. Gnonto was the only one in the starting 11 who didn't average above a 7. Special shout out to Pascal Struijk. He was the man of the match. He absolutely dominated the game in the middle of the park. I know that Sinisterra was also a strong performer, but the Struijk for me was the man of the match. There was a couple of defensive highlights that I didn't show, and Struijk was imperious. Next up though, the first drop points of the season. Away at Birmingham. And this game was on me, really. This game was on me. I knew how they were going to play, and I knew that they were going to outnumber us in the midfield, but I thought we would have enough quality to bypass that fact, and we didn't. Just on the stroke of half time, though, we did make it 1-0. Luis Sinisterra gets his second in as many games with a very similar goal. Cuts inside, smashes the top right corner. But I made a system change. I brought on some players. I tried to pack the midfield, but we lost the wide play. And Tyler Roberts, former Leeds man, at the back post makes it 1-1 and caps off a good game for Birmingham, a pretty poor game for us. A lot to work on there. And there was some more disappointing news in this Birmingham game. Jorginho Ruza had to go off with the calf injury, and it ruled him out, and it does rule him out, for 4 to 6 weeks, which is a blow. But we bounced back in the next game. Carabao Cup, first round, Watford away. I played a very rotated side. There was a debut in there for the new Uruguayan man, who you will hear about in the next section. There was also a debut, I think, for Andres Schaffer, who you'll hear about in the next section. But Daniel James was the difference maker from the spot in the 68th minute to make it 1-0 and get us through to the next round, where we have been drawn against League 2 outfit Forest Green Rovers. So you'll see a number of these young players get some more chances in that game. I thought Ilhan Meli was brilliant. I thought the back three was superb. Solid as a rock. Really, really impressed by Cresswell, especially. But we're moving on to the final game. And it was another 1-0 win. It was yet another 1-0 win against Rotherham. And it was Luis Sinisterra the difference again. He is a level above in this division. He's a level above. Starts off the move. We have some nice interplay. Great through ball. Down the line. Smashed into the top right corner. That's a thing with Luis Sinisterra, if you noticed. Everything goes in the top right corner. But there was a difference maker for us here. Rotherham got a penalty. Lee Peltier stepped up. And Ilhan Meli down to the bottom right corner to make the save and sealed the 3 points. As you can see, we have made it to deadline day. The final day of the window. Are we going to get any deals done? Before we get involved in deadline day, I'm going to show you what has happened since then on the transfer front. Now, there haven't been any more outgoings. The last outgoing was Diogo Monteiro on loan. But we have made 2 new signings. Franco Fagundes arrived from Nacional for 1.1 million. And he's already worth 5.4. And Andras Schaffer arrived for 2.3 from Union Berlin and is worth 7.4. He's a midfielder. Just adds that depth in the middle of the park. And we're also working, as you could see here, on a deal for Yassine Adli from Milan. £4.7 million for a player worth up to 7.6 is a really, really good deal. A really, really good technical midfielder. I'd probably train him up as a DM to be my deep line playmaker in this 3-4-3 that I've got going on. I think he'd be brilliant for it. But let's get involved in the 15 hours of deadline day and see what can brew, really. If I find any players that I'm interested in, if I find any potential deals that I'm going to get done, I'll let you know and I'll be straight back onto it. So, first signing on deadline day is here. Amin Adli from Bayer Leverkusen. A player who I think has an awful lot of potential. I'm shocked that I'm able to get him for as cheap as I've been able to. A player who I think is a really good technically all round, got a lot of good mental attributes that I think are going to help his development. Physically, a machine as well in terms of pace, acceleration, agility. You know, a lot of stuff there that I think I can use and mould. And he's only going to cost me 3.5 million. 3.5 million, 17k a week. There's potentially a way out for Daniel James. Daniel James could be sold this window. And I think Adli is going to be brought in and we'll take Daniel James' minutes whether he stays or not. So for me, this is a really good pickup. And very quickly, after Amin Adli arrives, Yassine Adli is also arriving. It took a little bit of time. We had this deal in the works for a while, but Yassine Adli is going to join from AC Milan for a fee of 4.7 million. Like I said earlier, it's an incredibly technical footballer. Fantastic dribbling, fantastic first touch, great free kick taking, superb passing, superb technique. Defensively, he's no slouch either. I think he can really work as a deep line playmaker in my 5-2-3 system. So he, to me, just seems like a really, really solid pickup for only 4.7 million. There's going to be a lot of resale value there. So, Yassine Adli, welcome to Leeds. And the third signing is here. Carlos Baleba, the young midfielder from Lille. He came to me through the deadline day agent offers, and Lille and on about whether or not he was going to play a part in their future. I saw an opportunity to swoop in and pick up the 19-year-old Cameroonian and have him integrated within the first team squad. I don't know how much football he's going to really play this season, but for 3.4 million, for the potential that he's got, I think it's a no-brainer, really. I think it's a real no-brainer, and if push comes to shove, we can get him out on loan for the second half of the season and help his development that way. And we're here with what I believe is the final deal of the day, a very opportunistic signing, a very Moneyball signing. Andy Zakiri as a free agent. He's injured at the minute, but Brighton released him. He had a really good time back in Switzerland as a youngster. I look at him now and I see a player who can make guaranteed profit on. Give him 6-12 months at the football club, sell him on, guaranteed profit on a free transfer. I don't think there's much complaining about that. A proper Moneyball signing. And I think that will be the last piece of business we do this window. But if we do any more, I'll be straight back and I'll let you know. It's a race against the clock. Is the deal going to get done? I don't even want to click on the inbox because I'm not going to know if the deal got... I'm going to know... if you want to look. We have made an offer for Matteo Lovato right at the end of the window. I realised I was still realistically a bit of a centre-back short. And Matteo Lovato was who I looked at. We put an offer of £5 million for him. A really good young centre-back. A lot to like about him. Good heading, good marking, good tackling. Just a good young centre-back who's certainly got value in the market 100% in the future. It's time to see if we manage to get the deal over the line. There were 45 minutes to go on deadline day. Yes! Yes, people! Matteo Lovato is the final piece of business this window. Let's just make a note of this. I've got a little piece of paper here with all the dealings that I've done on it, just to try and work out if what I've got to do in the January to hit me closer for the year. Matteo Lovato, 5 million. He's on 25k per week. I need to have Carlos Baleba. I didn't have Baleba. Let me just have Baleba real quick. He was 3. No, I have had him, I think. No, I haven't. Let me just have him real quick. 3.4 million, and he's on about 4.5k, I think. But let's get Lovato accepted over the line. Job's a good one. The window is done, and I think we have had a very, very strong window, all things considered, at the football club. I'm not missing anyone who should be registered, am I? I don't think I am. I think we've absolutely nailed that, people. Absolutely nailed that. And there it is. The window shuts. We spent 35.5. We received 50. That's £14.5 million profit. We're the second highest wage expenditure in the division, but we've managed to get our wage bill down, I'm pretty sure. I'll do the maths real quick. You'll see it on screen, but I'm going to do the maths here, and I'll get back to you on how much money I need to make up in the wage bill. The calculations are done. The math has been worked out. And we've saved money on the wage bill, just about. We've let go of 260 grand a week. We've brought in 258 grand a week. So that is 2,000 a week saved. We're going to work on reducing that in the January. Daniel James should hopefully leave in the January, which should free up more wages. I think Cardalo might leave in the January. There's a number of players who will probably end up leaving in the January. But for now, we have had a very good Moneyball window. Before we go, though, you'll have seen the results. You'll have seen the scores from the games that I played off camera. I'll end you on the league table on September 1st, 2022. We sit in second place. Our draw against Birmingham, but our goal difference would have us on top if we just beat Birmingham, but that was a mistake on my part. A good start to the season, a really, really good start to the season. Plenty to come in the next episodes of the Leeds United rebuild. But I'm going to love yous and leave yous in a bit, everyone. In a bit.